The Midnight Unicorn by Neil Reed. "Where shall we go this afternoon, Millie?" said Dad as he put on his coat. Millie jumped up, scattering her model-making tools. There was only one place she wanted to go, at any time of year. Dad laughed and took Casper's lead from the peg by the door. "Why do you love the park so much, Millie?" Dad asked. "The statue is nice enough, but I don't think it's that special. But then I stopped believing in unicorns long ago." Millie couldn't really explain it, but the park, and especially that one statue, were the most important things in the world to her. The park was deserted. Dad and Millie took their usual path across the playing fields, past the children's playground, and on towards the statue. And there was the statue, a small, grey unicorn, mottled with age and weather, and slightly mossy around the hooves. It had the kindest, wisest smile that Millie could imagine, and she was always happy when she was nearby. "Don't be too long, Millie," said Dad. Then he left her alone in front of the statue. Millie flung her arms around the unicorn's neck. "It's only a week since I was here, but I've missed you so much," she whispered, and gently stroked the stone unicorn's nose. All at once, the statue began to tremble. Its body was becoming soft and warm, its hooves lifting off the ground as it reared. Millie was surprised, but she wasn't afraid. "My unicorn has come to life," she gasped. "I wonder whether it will let me ride him." With that, the unicorn bent his magnificent head and allowed Millie to climb onto his back. Then the ground fell away beneath them as the unicorn sprang into the darkening sky. Up and up they flew, high over the town. At first, Millie was so scared that she could hardly open her eyes, but soon she got used to the speed and the rushing wind. The ground was far below, and the sky around her was full of stars. "What a wonderful ride!" she cried out in delight. Casper didn't feel as comfortable in the air. Town clock struck midnight. Millie and the unicorn flew on, over hills and forests and lakes. Then the wind came up again. "There's a storm coming," Millie called out. "We'll have to fly fast to beat it. Hold on tight, Casper." The unicorn put his head down and charged through the angry clouds. Lightning crashed, and the rain beat into Millie's face. Casper flew close beside them, whimpering now and then as the thunder boomed. At last the storm cleared. Millie looked up and gasped at what she saw. The unicorn was flying over glistening icy mountains, the peaks flashing like needles in the sun. Casper barked excitedly. "Wow," said Millie. "Can we fly closer?" With that, the unicorn swooped so low that Millie could run her fingers through the snow. The air was full of icy spray as they dived, and Millie was so excited she could hardly breathe. "That was brilliant," cried Millie, "but I'm cold now. Let's go somewhere warmer." The unicorn wheeled, and in no time at all they were gliding through the warm desert night, surrounded by stars with red sand dunes stretching out far below them. "Now take me somewhere really exciting, unicorn," shouted Millie. So the unicorn turned out over a sparkling opal sea. Waves rolled and crashed onto a distant beach, and as Millie looked, she began to make out other unicorns prancing in the foam. To her delight, the unicorn spiraled down, right into the breakers to join them in their fun. The glittering spray soaked her to the skin, but she just giggled. With the pounding waves still ringing in her ears, Millie pulled gently on the unicorn's mane. The unicorn climbed easily into the air and set off to ride a rainbow far out to sea. Millie could see that the rainbow was leading them to a beautiful island all alone in the dark sea, lit by a shaft of golden daylight. And as they got closer and closer, Millie saw that the island was full of unicorns. Millie wandered through the magical island with her unicorn. There were rocky paths to explore and crystal clear streams to drink from. Butterflies and the scent of flowers filled the air. The other unicorns were very pleased to have Millie with them and danced around her excitedly. Casper was happy to be on solid ground again and played with the unicorn foals. At last, exhausted by all their adventures, the girl, her dog, and her unicorn lay down on the sweet grass. Butterfly wings fanned them gently into a deep, calm sleep. "Millie?" called Dad. "Millie, it's time to go now." Millie awoke to find herself hugging the cold stone head of the statue. "Dad, I've had the best adventure. The unicorn came to life and we flew off around the world. I saw the most amazing places." "You have such a wonderful imagination, Millie," laughed Dad, shaking his head. "No, Dad, that's the most amazing part. In my dream, I could really see. I wasn't blind." For a moment, Millie wondered how much to tell her dad, but then she stopped. It was her secret, hers and the unicorn's. "I know it's true," she said to herself, and leant forward to kiss the unicorn. "Thank you, my midnight unicorn," she whispered. Then Dad led her back to the path, out through the park gates, and home.